Bye-bye.
What do you want to be before you grow up? An explorer who discovers their own path? An artist who creates their own beauty? An individual who wins for the whole team? Do you want the challenge and the reward of college in high school? Lancaster Country Day will lift you to new heights.
Attention parents and coaches. Do you wish you had a safe social media platform for your youth athletes? Fortunately for you, there's a revolutionary new app that helps with just that. Introducing Small Player, Big Play. Small Player, Big Play app provides young athletes, parents, and coaches a user-friendly sports social media platform. The app allows users to connect with friends, make new friends, create groups, text, chat, and post pictures and videos of you and your teammates participating in your favorite sport or activity. To begin, users can simply download and sign up for the app using an email account. Younger users have the ability to sign up using their smartphone and a parent's email address. From there, users can begin to interact and engage with other users of the app. Small Player Big Play app also gives users the ability to live stream full games and events. You can live stream your event so that friends, family, or anyone in the world can see you in action. Users can also share posts from the app to their other social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. What are you waiting for? Get in the game and share your love of sports with the world. Download the Small Player Big Play app today.
I would recommend becoming an official because you can feel like you're a part of a sport that you love.
Officiate for the athletes and for the sport that we love, and so as long as you keep them first, then it's going to be a great experience.
So the money I've made from officiating for the past few years, I've put all that money into savings to pay to finish my college education. In 6 months, when I complete that, I will not be in any debt.
Officiating the state championship and getting that call to officiate the state championship was an emotional thing for me, just because of what I've been through, you know, the ups and downs, and getting that call really meant a lot.
Championships up there on the hill.
Led tonight by Kerry Glover. We're going to see Matt McCleary. We'll go over the starting lineup for you in just a moment, but one of the big guns in this team, though, Michael Poole, the 6'1 junior forward. He's averaging 15.6 points a game, hit 21 threes. He had 13 the last time these two teams met, a game that Columbia won but trailed in the first half, still won the game going away. And Poole's going to be a guy that LCD is going to have to focus on here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to play man against him or if they're going to play some.
Time for them to get back to that district tournament as they're on the outside looking in right now. But a couple of key guys here for this team. We mentioned Landis. Greg Mizzi has been pretty good for him this season, too. And Lance Lennon averaging almost 15 points a game, 14 three-pointers. He is another one of those guys that jumped his average about 5 points from last season. So they're going to look to rely on Landis and Lennon here tonight for LCD.
Well, the nice thing about high school basketball is when 8 seniors leave, somebody else has a chance to develop their game. And that's what's happening for Lancaster Country Day. They have some guys stepping up, and they're going to try to carry that momentum down here to the end of the season.
Take a look at the starting lineups tonight for Columbia. We mentioned Michael Poole, the 6'1 junior forward. He's averaging 15.6 points a game. He's going to be joined tonight by Kerry Glover, the 6-foot sophomore guard. He's averaging 11 a game. And Lewis Cruz, the 6'1 forward, the junior, averaging just under 10 points a game. Brady Smith and Matt McCleary round out the starting five for the Tide. Head coach Kerry Glover is fourth season, 44-41 overall. For Lancaster Country Day, the Cougars are head coach Don Schultz, his second season, 25-14 overall. Their starting five looks like this. Lance Lennon, the swingman, the 6'3 junior, averaging just under 15 points a game. He's been fantastic all season long. Had 20 points in the win over Lebanon Catholic on Tuesday night. Grant Landis joins him in the backcourt. The 5'9 sophomore had 17 on Tuesday night against Lebanon Catholic. So those two, whose names we're going to call a lot tonight for Lancaster Country Day, they were really the offense against Lebanon Catholic the other night. Christian Hoyne, the 6-foot freshman, is averaging just under 5 a game. Grant Gilbert and Greg Mizzi round out the starting five. We'll take a second here for the anthem. We'll come back. We'll tip things off here from Lancaster Country Day High School. You're watching live high school basketball coverage on LLHoops.com. Garnet and gold-colored uniforms, and Lancaster Country Day, the Cougars will be in their home whites with the maroon and gray trim. And jumping center, as you see right there, it'll be Mizzi for Lancaster Country Day. Again, they snapped that 9-game streak. They're 12th right now in the District 3 power ratings. For Columbia, they're in 3A. They played Trinity a week ago tomorrow, and a game that, a little bit of a litmus test, but they didn't really fare too well in that game. Not many teams are going to fare well against that Trinity team. Let's be honest about that.
Well, with Chance Westry, they would have a hard time matching up, for one.
Yeah, you and I know that all too well after what we saw last March. So Lancaster Country Day will control it off the tip. Right away they go inside to Mizzi. That's knocked away. Here comes Glover.
Yeah, Columbia started out and looked like a 2-3 zone that time.
Glover's only got 3 made threes this year, so he won't look to pull the trigger, but a lot of guys in this Columbia team will. Yeah. 71 made threes this season, among the leaders in all of the LL. Down in that Section 5, the new section. Jumper on the way by Glover, so as soon as I tell you he doesn't take many threes, he takes one, and the rebound is pulled down by McCleary. Can't connect on the putback. Quickly ahead, and that's Landis. And Lennon, they play pitch and catch. Landis three-pointer off the mark.
Brady Smith with that rebound.
Oh, tough take by McCleary. He's going to pick up the foul. Too aggressive going to the bucket. That'll be his first and the team first. Good matchup inside with Mizzi and McCleary.
Yeah, Mizzi has some nice size on him, and he seems to be a presence on the defensive end now. Columbia's in a 1-3-1. Now see if they're going to trap out of this or if just a straight 1-3 run. Right now it looks like a straight 1-3-1. Will they trap in the corner? We couldn't really tell. He penetrated it.
Look inside that time by Mizzi. He couldn't connect on it. Glover the rebound.
Those are the shots you got to make inside because you did a good job of getting the ball there.
Cruz got pinned up, got it out to the three-point shooter Michael Poole on the far side, but that one comes up short, and we're still scoreless here about a minute and a half into this one. Quickly Landis the other way, can't connect on that one. Mizzi's there in traffic, can't connect on it. And then up in traffic goes Hoyne, and he is fouled, so he'll go to the line to shoot a pair with 6:22 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, nice rebounding work there by Lancaster Country Day. They hit the boards, and sometimes against the zone you can slip in those gaps and eliminate the box out and get the rebound. And that's what they did.
Second foul on McCleary, too, already. So
looks like they're going to keep him in there.
You'll hear it get awfully quiet in this gym, and that's because if you're judging by our camera angle up top, it is not very big, and there are no seats on the bench side of the gym. So you will hear just about everything if you're on the floor here tonight. It's one of those compact single-A gyms that we're so accustomed to in this state. Firing the three the other way is McCleary. Can't connect on that one. We're still scoreless here, almost 2 minutes into this first quarter.
Yeah, both teams have gotten some pretty good looks, just have not made the shot.
We're going to charge this time on Gilbert. That'll be the first team foul on the Cougars.
Cleary did a good job of taking that charge that time.
Is it tough to Columbia wasn't here obviously for the first game, but they've played in this gym before. Is it tough to come to this type of venue when you're not used to playing in something this compact?
No, I would think this would be a home court advantage. Nice crossover move.
That was. Cruz can't connect on that one, and Lennon the rebound for Lancaster Country Day. They look down the floor for Landis. Landis to the rack this time, lays it in, and we got our first bucket of the night.
No, I think this is a big home court advantage for Lancaster Country Day, but as you get in this Section 5, over a period of time, the Columbia kids will be very comfortable playing here.
You look at the outside portion of this school, it almost looks like a college campus.
Yeah, it's very much like that.
When you walk in, there's racquetball courts and everything, as that three missed, and somehow Columbia gets it back, and too aggressive that time is Smith. Glover runs down the rebound. Columbia still in search of their first points with 2 fouls. McCleary to the rack, and he lays it in.
Good strong drive there.
They look for Landis on this near side again. He's going to pull the trigger on the three again. It's off the mark. And the rebound that time attempted to be saved by Gilbert. It's going to go out of bounds back to Columbia with 4:56 to go in the first.
Well, you can see a focus for Coach Schultz is get the ball up the floor and look for some fast break baskets. And they're not afraid to shoot the jump shot on fast break.
And Landis pretty much camping out this corner right in front of us. McCleary, jumper for 3 is good. He's got all 5 Columbia points. They lead it by 3.
Well, that's why the coach didn't take him out when he got 2 fouls.
Other way, three-pointer on the way this time by Hoyne is off the mark. Landis the rebound. Skip it across. Good defense that time by Poole, and then they'll reset with Lennon up top. Landis begging for the ball in the near corner. I'll rotate it to the far corner, and then inside. Good seal that time by Mizzy for his first bucket.
Mizzy did a really nice job of anticipating that skip pass and then holding his position to get the easy bucket.
It's a 1-point lead for Columbia here as we hit the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Pulling out Glover. Smith, I beg your pardon. Smith, the three-pointer on the way, knocks that one down. Brady Smith, his 17th three of the season.
Yeah, he looked very comfortable shooting that.
Lenny goes right back inside. Mizzy all alone will lay it in again.
He's a big guy in there.
Kerry Glover will walk it across half court for Columbia here as we're just under 3:30 to go now in the first. McCleary again. Ooh, a little
tough shot.
Contact there. That was a tough shot.
Really tough shot.
7 from McCleary. He's got 70% of the offense here as Lennon drives the other way. And that's going to be McCleary's 3rd foul with 3:11 to go here in the first.
Yeah, that's a big factor with him right now.
Kerry Glover had Ryan Redding over on the bench anyway, set to check in, and I'm wondering if he just couldn't get him in time. So Lennon will shoot the free throw here. He's 62% on the season. Off the mark that time. So Redding checks in.
Lancaster Catholic pushing the ball after a made bucket, and they took advantage of that by getting to the foul line.
So mark that down. McCleary with 7 points already, out at the 3:11 mark of the first. 3rd foul. Lennon, by the way, didn't make the second one.
All right, now Lancaster Country Day in a 3-2 zone.
pull, tied up. Nice defense by the Cougars.
Yeah, good defense by Lancaster Country Day. They're very much aware where Poole is.
Glover. Step through the lane all the way to the rack, and he gets the friendly roll.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him, just seeing him the first couple minutes. He has the ability to penetrate to the basket. He's running the offense, and that time he finished the basket.
Landis jumper, off the mark again, rebound and yanked down by Poole.
Yep.
5-point lead for Columbia here, looking to make it more as Redding will drive. Off balance, he got fouled going to the bucket. Ryan Redding will shoot 2.
Again, I think
team foul on Lancaster Country Day, sorry, Coach.
I think Glover, the point guard, has done a nice job of getting the ball to the open man. I've been impressed with his ability to see the floor.
Ryan Redding's first one is off the mark. 31% free throw shooter this season. Columbia as a team shooting 63% coming into play tonight. Mizzy's going to take a seat for the Cougars. Kerry Glover talking to his son over there. His second one is off the mark. Rebound by Luke Foreman, who came in for Mizzy. Kerry Glover, interesting, suffered a car accident, injuries in a car accident prior to the season. So he's actually still undergoing physical therapy to get right. Looks pretty good. As Landis drives all the way to the bucket, he got hammered, but Foreman is there to put the rebound back up and in, and it cuts the lead down to 3 with 1:47 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're doing some damage on the offensive board. It was Mizzy first, and now Foreman have gotten some putback scores.
Glover, the crossover, out to Poole. Finds Redding on the near side. Redding got pinned up. Good defense by Foreman. That pass tip kept alive by Columbia. Down to 1:25 to go in the first. Inside Cruz got fouled and can't get the roll. That'll send Lewis Cruz to the line to shoot 2. With 1:23 to play in the first, he is a 63% shooter this season and is the 3rd team foul on Lancaster Country Day. It's going to be the first on Foreman.
Now Columbia, the last possession was in man-to-man. So let's see if they go man-to-man, if they can speed up Lancaster Country Day a little bit in half court. But so far we've seen them play zone, 2 types of zone, and now the 3rd types of defense are man-to-man. Let's see what they're in right now.
Cruz gets the second one for his first points of the night. It's a 4-point lead for Columbia with 1:19 to go in the first.
Yep, they've come back into man-to-man. Little flex cut action here.
Off of Landis and out of bounds, back to Columbia.
So again, back in the 3-2 zone, there you go, Lancaster Country Day.
Redding's open. Can't get that one to fall. Rebound was tipped around. It was Matt Gambler who almost had it, and the ball's loose on the floor and picked up by Cruz. Under a minute to go. Glover has it. Glover, floater, and a lot of contact there, and Glover's going to go back. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 48 seconds left. That'll be the 4th foul on LCD here in the first half. Second on Foreman. Glover 64% on the season. And he's actually among the leaders in free throw percentage among the starters.
Yeah, he's been there 76 times. So that tells you he's a penetrator getting to the basket.
Had 15 the other night in their win against Garden Spot. Second one by Glover is no good. Foreman, who stays in there with 2 fouls, pulls in the rebound. And Lennon controls it now for the Cougars. 40 seconds to go in the opening quarter. It's a 14-9 advantage for Columbia. Foreman. The floater by Landis that time is off the mark and out of bounds. It'll stay with Lancaster Country Day with 29 seconds to play in the quarter.
Let's see if they get the last shot here, if they'll take the first good shot available. Oh, they're going to take that layup.
Right off the inbound, lays it in. 4 points for Landis, 3-point lead for Columbia, 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Ryan Hinkle with it. Glover
Let's see what they do for the last second shot here with 10 seconds to go.
It'll be a corner three by Hinkle off the mark. And the rebound by Lennon. Lancaster Country Day has a chance here with 3.8 seconds to go in the quarter. Have to go the length of the court. Roll the inbound in. Landis will get a final shot here. Hesitates, goes up, and almost banks that one home. So after 14-11, Columbia in front of Lancaster Country Day. A good first 8 minutes here of action. Lancaster Hoops, LLHoops.com. Thanks its sponsors for tonight's game. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the PA Army National Guard. For more information about how to attend college full-time tuition-free and serve in the Army National Guard part-time, contact Sergeant First Class Stephen Smith of Team Lancaster at area code 484-889-8519. So 14-11. It is Columbia in front of Lancaster Country Day here at LCD High School. And you look at the first half numbers here. Landis with 4 for Lancaster Country Day. Mizzy's got 4. The key in that first quarter, though, I mean, McCleary gets off to a great start with 7 points, but 3 fouls, and he's going to have to sit for a chunk here.
Yeah, he had some tough breaks there. Usually when you get in foul trouble, you have one foul that you legitimately give, and then 2 of them are just like, oh, no. And that's how it went for him. So now he probably won't play the second quarter either.
Yeah, again, I mean, they had Ryan Redding ready to come into the game. He was at the scorer's table, so you got to think that Kerry Glover, in his mind, is thinking, I got to get my big guy out of there and rest him here for a minute. And then he picks up the 3rd foul before he can sub in Redding.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
It's Columbia ball to start things here in the second. This is Poole with it. There's Redding, who came in for, as we mentioned, McCleary. Hinkle, who had the 3-point attempt at the end of the quarter, back to Poole. Post up Glover, he goes right in the paint, hangs and scores.
Well, see, that was an interesting alignment there. They put the point guard into the high post, and when he got the ball, he just attacked the gap, and it was a good strategy there.
Grant Gilbert back in the game for the Cougars. Lennon has it. Landis on the baseline. Got hand check there by Redding. First foul on Redding. That'll be the 4th on the Tide.
Let's see what out-of-bounds play they run. Last time they ran a screen up and then a flashback for a layup.
Landis. Lob underneath the Foreman. Foreman working against Hinkle. He lays it in. He uses that body to position himself.
A very nice inside move that time. His move was, I'm bigger than you. And he kept the ball up, and he went strong to the basket.
Hinkle camping out in the corner is hand checked there by Hoying.
Now let's see if Lancaster Country Day can keep the ball out of the middle, because Columbia is trying to get the ball inside to the high post.
Lob it to Poole off the inbound. Redding. Poole with it again. Now Redding with it again. Trying to split 2 defenders out to Glover. 6:51 to go here in the first half. Hinkle camping out in that corner again. Misfires on the 3. Lennon the rebound. Outlet pass to Landis, who is at a disadvantage here. It was 1-on-3. He'll slow it down.
Nice pass.
Foreman looking for Landis in that corner. Keeps it alive. Open 3-pointer on the way. Got it. Grant Landis has 7, and we're tied at 16.
Yeah, Lancaster Country Day, that's the 3-2 zone that's causing some trouble for Columbia.
Landis stepped in
There's
front of that
turnover.
Pass. Yep, up ahead it goes to Lennon. Lennon out racing the defender, the basket, and the foul by Lennon. What a play. And the 3-point opportunity for Lance Lennon. All of a sudden, Lancaster Country Day is awakened here. They lead it by 2.
Well, they've been looking to push the ball up the whole time. They got the turnover there, and boy, they know how to run the floor.
It's a 15 foul. Hinkle will take a seat. And that foul was on Poole, by the way. That's his first. Lennon's free throw attempt is good. He's got 4 points, and his team's got a 3-point advantage.
And they're going back to the 3-2 zone. They're going to stick in that until Columbia has some answers.
Again, Landis steps in front of that pass. Glover recovers. And again, poked away by Lennon this time, and Foreman comes up with it. That defense getting really active now for Lancaster Country Day.
Yeah, they've got some deflections and some steals.
Playing with a little hop in their step, too, as Lennon just too much adrenaline on that pass out of bounds back to Columbia.
That was just the right idea. It was a nice penetration. Soften that up a little bit, you might have had a layup, but you can't fault him for that. It was a good attempt.
Approaching 5:30 to go in the first half. Cougars in front by 3. Glover and ready now, the jumper off the mark. Rebound Cruz, he went up for that one. We'll reset with Glover here up top.
Yeah, now Glover's out. He's been on the perimeter. He was in that high post maybe twice, and the one time he got it and just scored, but
Poole.
There's another turnover.
Right in the hands of Lennon, and then Glover pokes it out of Lennon's hands, but going to stay with Lancaster Country Day here with 5:02 to go in the first half.
Boy, you could tell Lennon is the leader of this team, huh? Does a nice job of running the team, playing defense. Now see if they run a little flex action here. There's your back screen. There's your down screen. There's your back screen.
Foreman tied up that time by Cruz, and Foreman will go to the line to shoot 2. That'll be the first foul on Cruz, and the 6th on the Tide here in the first half.
Yeah, and Foreman's doing a nice job of taking advantage of his size.
Foreman, 46% on the season from the line. Country Day shoots it at a 55% clip coming into play tonight. And the second one by Foreman is good. And he's got 5 points. Good balance scoring-wise here for Country Day in this first half as well.
But it's been this, the whole thing now has been this 3-2 zone. Because Columbia has really not found the mark from the perimeter, and they're having trouble getting it in.
Jumper on the way by Poole is no good. Cruz the rebound.
That's Cruz's second rebound on the offensive end. They lost it in the turnover.
Foreman comes away with it. 4:24 to go as Lancaster Country Day looks to extend that 4-point lead.
All right, Coach Schultz is calling out a set.
Much like the first meeting, Lancaster Country Day in control here in the first half. Landis looking to add to it. That one's off the mark. Foreman, tough rebound. He's fouled by Poole.
He's a factor inside, isn't he?
Well, and you go back again. I mean, McCleary with the 3 fouls. The inside presence right now for Columbia is Brady Smith.
That definitely has hurt.
And you probably would want, you would think at least, Foreman makes the first there. You'd probably want Smith playing more out on the perimeter than you would in the paint or guarding one of these bigs, but with no McCleary in there, you've got one choice right now.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of choices.
Foreman hits the second one. He's got 7 off the bench. It's a 6-point lead, largest lead of the night for Lancaster Country Days. We're under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Poole. Skip pass, they lob it inside, it's poked away again. Gilbert, now Landis again and back to Gilbert. 3:40 to play in the first half. Country Day in front by 6. Foreman's gonna fire a deep one. That's off the mark. Lennon's there for the rebound, tied up with Glover. Arrow's gonna favor Country Day.
All right, let's see what they can do in this out-of-bounds play. Yeah, Columbia's only scored 2 points this quarter, and that was when Glover got the ball in the high post and penetrated the 3-2 zone.
And I've not gone back to that either.
No, they haven't. They have him out on the point.
Yeah, they've tried those skip passes across, and each time the wingspan of Country Day has been a factor here. Ed Bevany is going to attempt a 3. That's off the mark. Here comes Glover. Smith into the corner. Jumper gets the roll around the rim and drops by Redding.
Yep, they needed that one. They needed that one. But that was good ball reversal that time.
Cuts the lead down to 3. Lennon out of control, loses the handle. It's out of bounds and back to the Tide with 2:51 to go in the half. Halftime tonight, we'll talk to John Ersman. He is one of our sponsors here. Dacio is his company. We'll bring him over here and get some thoughts from him. Former coach at Penn Manor. Pull with it. Smith. Now you just see it on the offensive end. Smith, more the perimeter shooter, as Poole penetrates and gets the roll.
Okay. Now that time they had Glover in the high post, and Poole did a nice job of penetrating down and finishing that strong.
Good defense by Cruz. 2:15 to go in the half.
Columbia has put a little bit more pressure on the ball the last possession or two.
Going to mention that too. Yep.
Yep.
Lennon.
Nice ball movement there.
Really
Very
is.
nice ball movement.
Gilbert off the mark, hit the glass that time. Gets his own rebound though. Well, he had the baseline, but he didn't take it that time. Cutting through the middle and throwing up a wild one and fouled is Headbabney, and he'll take a turn here at the line to shoot two. Only a 33% free throw shooter though. 8th foul on Columbia, and that is the 2nd on Reading. First one is off the mark. So foul situation for the Tide. Reading's got 2, Poole has 2. McCleary, who we have not seen at all here in the quarter, has 3. Start to add up pretty quick. Second one of the way is good. Timeout is called. It is a full timeout called by Lancaster Country Day, so that will be their first full of the night. Tonight's game is brought to you by Susquehanna Tackle. Susquehanna Tackle features low prices, fast delivery, expert knowledge, free shipping on orders over $50. This weekend, Bass Fest. Call 1-800-814-7433. Susquehanna Tackle, everything for fishing. So just a quick look at our schedule, too, coming up. Tuesday night, we have a really good Section 2 matchup, E-Town and Warwick. And then next Friday night, we'll have Lancaster Catholic and Octorara, a game that kind of mirrors what we're seeing here tonight, at least record-wise. Octorara hasn't been as good as we thought they might be this season, and they're trying to figure things out, too. Still in the hunt for a district spot. And Lancaster Catholic obviously is Lancaster Catholic. I mean, they are what they are every single year.
They have gone a little bit unnoticed at 13 or 12-1, whatever they are. And people have talked about some of the other teams in the league, but Lancaster Catholic, you can't overlook them.
No, certainly can't. And then, of course, our regular season conclusion will come your way 2 weeks from tomorrow night, and it is a big one with Cedar Crest and McCaskey. That'll be January 31st from the Falcon Cage they're at Cedar Crest. I'm looking forward to that one. That was all McCaskey the other night in the first meeting, as Poole will draw the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, and that time Lancaster Country Day, was in a man-to-man, and Poole went off a ball screen and was able to take it to the basket.
Fouls on Gilbert. That is his 2nd. Poole, 69% free throw shooter this season. First one rims out. Then we got the Lancaster Lebanon League Championship game for you on Valentine's Day night from Manheim Township High School. Just keep it tuned to llhoops.com. We might have some news on some additional content for you as far as the LL tournament goes. Some top-level behind-the-scenes secret meetings going on to determine whether or not we're going to bring you some more action. Lennon, and they work it around, and Landis has it now. Landis drives. Landis is stuffed that time by Smith.
Good block by Smith. Went straight up.
Glover all the way. A lot of contact on the other end.
Yep.
Glover's going to draw the foul.
Right call.
17th foul on Country Day. And then Babney's going to pick up his first foul. Glover to the line. Tonight he's 1 of 2.
Yeah, this little run here by Columbia has been keyed, I think, by their half-court defensive pressure. You can definitely tell they cranked it up a little bit when pressuring the ball, denying the next pass, and that's enabled them to get a little bit untracked on offense.
Glover's second one is good. He's got 6 here in the first half. Tied at 23, though. We got 70 seconds now, 68 seconds to go here in the first half. Gilbert Well, the other thing, Glover's done a nice job, too, on Landis. Leaves him open that time, but
Yeah.
he has really had his shot selection sort of nullified here by Glover late in his first half.
Yeah, Glover's doing a nice job just staying in his stance, not reaching, using his footwork.
Gilbert, he might get away with steps, hands it off to Landis. Down to 38 seconds to go. Square at 23. Gilbert up top. They have Poole now on Landis, does Columbia. Landis is wide open. They finally get it over to him, and Hinkle responds. 23 seconds to go in the half.
See if they'll go for the last shot now. But this has been a great defensive possession by Columbia. See if they can finish it off.
Down to 13, now 12. Gilbert, 10, under 10 to go now. Landis, the guy you probably want it in the hands of here late. Down to 5, down to 4. He's got to go here. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. He is not going to get a shot off. Great defensive effort by Columbia at the half. And we will go to the half, tied at 23. Our halftime show tonight. We'll talk to John Ersman, and we'll run down the first half statistics and get you set for the second half. Tied at 23 here at halftime. You're watching live coverage of LL basketball and LLHoops.com.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
What do you want to be before you grow up? An explorer who discovers their own path? An artist who creates their own beauty? An individual who wins for the whole team? Do you want the challenge and the reward of college in high school? Lancaster Country Day will lift you to new heights.
Attention parents and coaches. Do you wish you had a safe social media platform for your youth athletes? Fortunately for you, there's a revolutionary new app that helps with just that. Introducing Small Player, Big Play. Small Player Big Play app provides young athletes, parents, and coaches a user-friendly sports social media platform. The app allows users to connect with friends, make new friends, create groups, text, chat, and post pictures and videos of you and your teammates participating in your favorite sport or activity. To begin, users can simply download and sign up for the app using an email account. Younger users have the ability to sign up using their smartphone and a parent's email address. From there, users can begin to interact and engage with other users of the app. Small Player Big Play app also gives users the ability to live stream full games and events. You can live stream your event so that friends, family, or anyone in the world can see you in action. Users can also share posts from the app to their other social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. What are you waiting for? Get in the game and share your love of sports with the world. Download the Small Player Big Play app today.
I would recommend becoming an official because you can feel like you're a part of a sport that you love.
We officiate for the athletes and for the sport that we love, and so as long as you keep them first, then it's going to be a great experience.
So the money I've made from officiating for the past few years, I've put all that money into savings to pay to finish my college education. In 6 months, when I complete that, I will not be in any debt.
Officiating the state championship and getting that call to officiate the state championship was an emotional thing for me, just because of what I've been through, you know, the ups and downs, and getting that call really meant a lot to me. Sometimes I see student athletes that I officiated years and years ago, and they say, "Man, you did a great job. Thanks for everything you've done."
Halftime here at Lancaster Country Day School. Eric Thomas joined by our halftime guest, former Penn Manor coach John Ersman. Thanks for coming over here at the half.
Thanks for having me.
What are you up to these days?
Well, my coaching days are over, but I still play, and I'm still in contact with my old ball coach, Del Jackson, and a big supporter of LLHoops.com.
Yeah, Del, obviously known everywhere. I don't think you can go anywhere in Lancaster County without hearing a story about him anywhere. You obviously, Dacio, a big sponsor of our broadcast here, so we thank you for that, and we appreciate your contribution to helping us get these games on the air. Tell us a little bit about the company.
Yeah, so Dacio's been around for 15 years. They're based, their corporate office is based in York. We actually are expanding incredibly, growing. We went from 5 employees to 50. The company's worth over $10 million. We're one of the local IT services and copier companies in the region. We're opening up a bigger office in Lancaster, and that's my territory. And I'm happy and proud to sponsor Dell and LLHoops.com. And basketball is a big part of life learning and life lessons, and we're excited to grow in Lancaster.
I don't want to paraphrase this guy, but the business aspect of Lancaster is booming right now. I mean, everything is popping up in Lancaster. You've got, whether it be real estate, whether it be business, complexes with business. I mean, everything. Lancaster is the place to be as far as business goes if you're in the capital region right now.
Absolutely. I mean, I was blessed. I was able to be in education for 15 years. When I got out of education, I actually commuted from New York City, worked for a marketing company for 5. And then came back home realizing that Lancaster was a place where you can, really make it happen and prosper. And worked at the Lancaster Barnstormers, which is an amazing place. It's the staple of the city, staple of Lancaster, and was able to be there for 4 years, and just took a position with Dacio. And just to be able to be out here and help the community and sponsor LLHoops.com has been, it's actually something that's it's a benefit for both of us.
You missed coaching at all? I mean, you missed the grind in the 3 games a week, or sometimes 4 games a week now these days, or are you enjoying what you're doing now and kind of being able to just sit back and watch whenever you want?
Well, when I was with the Lancaster Barnstormers, it was so nice because you're in sports, you're surrounded by a ball field. So, every day I got to go to a sports venue, which was incredible. but I truly do miss coaching. But I'm able to play. I'm still able to play, and I do. And my youngest son just graduated last year from Penn Manor and had a great career there, and took his freshman year off to focus on academics. But he might be playing next year for Lancaster Bible College. We'll see. But he's still active, and it's one of those things where if you're still involved in some way, whether it's coaching or playing, you're blessed, and so I'm blessed to be able to still play. I'm almost half a century, and so
I'm not terribly far behind you. I got a little bit of room to make up there, but when you mentioned Dell, I mean, the fraternity LL coaches, obviously Coach Goodling does stuff with us. We run into the former coaches everywhere. It seems like the LL's got a really good fraternity of coaches and former coaches, and everybody kind of likes to stay somewhat tapped into what's going on.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, it's a mutual respect from coaches back in the day. It's amazing all the coaches that I've had and learned from, and my assistant coaches that I had. I just ran into one of my assistant coaches at Home Depot the other day. I was blown away. We talked for like an hour about the good days of coaching and all the grind. And I'll tell you, Dell's been a special part of a lot of people's lives. He's really impacted a lot of people as a teacher, as a coach. He's been with a couple districts. And I can tell you, what he did for Penn Manor. He turned our program around back in 1986, 87, and we have our battles. And he had a lot of fire he brought to the Comet Nation, and we were in the old gym at that time. So, and the 3-point line came into fruition. So it was incredible. So we're here starting the second half, and it's all tied up.
Sure is. Sir, thanks for taking some time here tonight.
Betcha.
Appreciate it. Anytime you want to come by, former Penn Manor head coach John Ersman, taking some time here at the half as we are underway in the third quarter, and we are tied at 23. As Country Day's got the ball here, Matt McCleary is back on the floor with 3 fouls for Columbia. And Landis and Lennon, the two spark plugs in this offense. Foreman, who had a great first half, draws the contact from Glover. And he will go to the line to shoot 2 more. Foreman had 7 in the first half. That'll be the first team foul on Columbia in the second half here. And Foreman will step back to the free throw line again. 7 points as Coach Goodling rejoins me here.
Go ahead. Yeah, Lancaster Catholic or Lancaster Country Day, 3-2 zone to start, huh?
Yep.
They went back to that.
Got a quick delay here. So we got music coming on.
Yeah.
While Foreman is shooting free throws here.
Yeah.
Somewhere,
Might
some
be
wire
good,
got crossed.
Good music for a timeout, maybe.
You're on hold right now,
yeah.
It sounds like. As we wait to get that taken care of. Foreman will get one more from the line here. McCleary comes back out to start here for Columbia in the half. No surprise that Kerry Glover's going to go back to him. What is he going to have to do here to keep himself out of any further foul trouble? I mean, obviously, if you're Lancaster Country Day, you might think about going right after him, but, what does he do, or how do you manage him now with the 3 fouls and playing him right away?
Number one, he has to be very careful if he offensive rebounds. He can't go over anybody's back. And number 2, on defense, he just has to play with his feet and go straight up. No reaching. Don't try to block a shot. Just, I'm sure he's been in that situation before, so he's trying to get out of this quarter with no fouls, and then he'll be fine, I think.
Yep. Foreman misses the second one. We got our music situation squared away as Glover has it for Columbia. Big thanks to John Ersman for coming over here at the half as Glover knocks down a 3, and that's a good sign for Columbia if he's going to come out hot here.
That's what I was looking to see, his stroke on the perimeter, and boy, he looked really good on that one. Because he certainly can get to the basket. He's be a great player.
Landis open 3 from the corner. He knocks that one down. Oh, if these guys start shooting here, look out. 10 for Grant Landis. We are once again tied at 26.
Yep, a little penetration that time by Lancaster Country Day and hit the open man on the help.
Poole, Smith now. Good defensive rotation. They try to pass it across the lane. Again, one of those cross-lane passes, and The defense for Country Day is right there as hanging in the lane and drawing the contact is Hoyne. He'll go back to the line and shoot 2 more. Second foul already here on Columbia as we're about a minute and a half into this second half. By the way, the music is still going on.
Just turn the volume down a little bit. That's all they have to do.
As Hoyne's first one is no good. He is scoreless here tonight. 35% free throw shooter coming into play tonight.
I've heard some foul shooting percentages that we need to work on a little bit, right?
A little bit, yeah.
So that's just the player getting comfortable at the foul line, getting the reps in during the week, and then the offseason really hitting it hard on trying to improve your foul shooting because it's a really important aspect of the game.
0 for 2 on that trip. Glover knocks down another 3.
Yep.
And they have seen enough on the LCD side as John Schultz will burn a timeout here. Be a 30-second timeout with 6:10 to go here in the third quarter. Tonight's game is brought to you by H&L Team Sales. H&L Team Sales provides uniforms, team shops, and other clothing equipment to schools and teams throughout the LL, York, and Berks regions. Contact H&L at 717-392-3010 or online at www.hlteamsales.com. Big thanks to all of our sponsors here tonight. Bringing you another night of hoops here on llhoops.com. And again, we will not have a game for you tomorrow night, but then next Tuesday night, we got the big Section 2 showdown, Eton and Warwick, and then Friday night next week, it'll be Lancaster Catholic and Octorara. And, of course, just to keep it tapped into llhoops.com for the Berks schedule, too, because Bruce Badgley, who's working here in our crew tonight, he'll have some broadcasts for you from the Berks region coming up as well, hopefully including the Berks final on the 14th. Lennon, open 3 off the mark.
Yep. Columbia was in a 2-3 zone that time, and they got exactly what they wanted. A missed perimeter shot and a defensive rebound.
Cruz, and they have McCleary playing up top. We saw him do that in the first half, so not really out of the ordinary for him to be away from the traffic. Poole with it now. It's a 3-point lead for Columbia. Poole, Glover, and Poole's going to pull the trigger on the 3. Kisses in front of the rim, no good. Rebound was tapped by Brady Smith, and then
Smith kept that alive.
Scrum for the loose ball. It's going to be a timeout. Yep. Are they going to give Glover the timeout? They are. Yep, they did give Glover the timeout. That's a 30-second timeout for Columbia here with 5:21 to go in the third quarter. Tonight's game brought to you by LA Elite. Tryout for LA Elite Spring 2020 AAU basketball season will be held on February 22nd and March 8th. For more information and tryout registration, please visit www.laelit3.org. That's the number 3.org. You see the logo right there on our screen, so make sure you punch that address in correctly or call Matt Overball in the 484 area code at 354-5631. 29-26 Columbia. We got 5:21 to go here in the first half. Finally, that music is off, by the way.
That's a good thing.
That was enough of that. As Columbia will inbound here. Poole will get it off the inbound. It's Poole, McCleary, Glover, Smith, and Cruz. The starting 5 for the tie. McCleary powering his way to the rim and scoring. He's got 9.
But that was a strong move inside, wasn't it?
Other way, Landis open, no. One-handed rebound tipped out by Glover. Kept alive by Country Day. Hoyne will drive and kick it out to the corner, and now Landis. Under 5 to go here in the third. It's a 5-point lead for Columbia.
And Country Day attacking the 2-3 zone there to the short corner.
We'll rip it right back inside to Foreman. He is stuffed there by Smith twice.
Nice job by Smith.
Glover had Poole running down the side, hands it off to Smith, whose layup is just short, and the rebound kept alive. Foreman diving to the floor, turns away. Jump ball, the arrow is going to favor Columbia here with 4:32 to play in the third. Ed Babney is back in the game for Country Day with 4:32 to play in the quarter. Lance Lennon will inbound. Somebody's got to come back and get the ball.
Yeah, this is a big possession now because they need to get back on the scoring track.
Every time you sense that Columbia's going to, eke this thing further out of reach, Country Day's had an answer. So Let's see if they can dial up one more here in the third, as Hedman got away with a travel. They called that awfully late.
Awful late. Nobody was making that call until about 5 seconds late. And the basket went, but it doesn't count.
Yeah, they'll wave it off, and Columbia will get it back here with 4:15 to go. Go back to that 3-2 zone, does Country Day. It's cost Columbia all kinds of problems here. Pull, Glover. They put Lennon up top, so they got one of their bigger wingspans up top as Glover steps under the defender, and his jumper is no good. Smith kept it alive again, but it's right in the hands of Country Day. Tipped around, and Cruz will steal it back. Lennon tips it out of his hands. Cruz keeps it alive out to Glover, and Columbia will reset.
A lot going on in that possession.
Pull, Glover, Smith. Now back to Glover. Lost it and is able to corral it back. In the corner, it's Poole. Jumper, no. McCleary the rebound, back out to Poole. Poole cuts through the lane. Leader is good.
Yeah, nice left hand. Drove to the center, finished up with his left hand.
Country Day moves it down the floor fast. Lennon go inside, touch pass out to Landis. Three-pointer on the way, and he's got another one.
The inside out, the shooter's percentage goes up when the ball goes inside out.
30-second timeout called by Country Day. That is their second. So they have 2 fulls left with 3:06 to go here in the third. Tonight's game brought to you by Dan Taylor Family Law. Is your will, durable power of attorney, and living will up to date? If not, you should see LLHoops.com sponsor Daniel K. Taylor. Dan can be reached at 717-945-6212 or see his ad on our website. He can initially speak to you over the phone or meet in his Lancaster office. Home appointments are available for the disabled. 3:06 to go here in the third. And it is Columbia with a 33-29 lead on Lancaster Country Day. We've seen some chippiness and some great defensive efforts here tonight, too. And you just, again, Country Day gets that big three by Landis. We'll see if that gets their offense started here. Every single time it seems like they have been up against it, their defense has responded and set up their offense here.
Yeah, they're pretty comfortable in the 3-2 zone. They certainly have made Columbia a little bit uneasy with it.
Poole, nice spin move by Poole. A little too aggressive that time with the right hand. Landis comes away with it. Landis bounces off of Hinkle, came in at the timeout. Coyne now back to Landis.
See if they can throw the ball inside.
They've got Mizzy back in there.
Yeah, see if they can get Mizzy down low.
I think that might have been intended for him, but Hoyne takes that one and is off the mark. Landis gets the rebound. Landis out of traffic. Landis a floater. Landis no. Rebound Mizzy, and he wrestles with Poole for it. Jump ball, the arrow this time is going to favor Columbia with 2:19 to go in the third.
I think Rick Hartle called a foul that time.
Oh, he did. He did
called
get a foul.
He called a foul.
It's on Mizzy. That'll be his first. This was a 23-23 game at the half. 10-6 the scoring differential here in the third in favor of Columbia. We're down to 2:14 to go in the quarter. Poole will hand it off to Hinkle, now back to Poole. Poole, nice behind the back dribble. Glover.
Let's see if they get Glover another shot, because he's been very good out there in the corner.
Glover pinned up on the baseline, stepped on that end line. A lot of contact there, but he's out of bounds.
Again, the 3-2 zone is causing problems. Now let's see if Country Day can solve the 2-3 zone. There's a guy in the short corner. There he is.
Landis, check that. Yep. That is Hoyne, who knocks down the three. His first field goal of the night, and it's back to a 1-point lead for Columbia.
Yeah, he's playing a lot of minutes as a freshman, so that was a nice-looking shot. Again, the ball came inside out.
Pull. Glover, step back jumper on the way, got it again.
That was really a nice shot.
Terry Glover with 14.
You got to keep him involved in the offense.
Landis a three the other way. That one's off the mark. And McCleary with the rebound.
Nice rebound by McCleary that time. Very nice.
70 seconds to go in the quarter. It's a 3-point lead for Columbia. Pull.
See if they can set a screen up. Turnover.
Strip. Here comes Lennon the other way. Lennon races to the bucket and lays it in unabated for his 6th point of the night. And again, it's back down to 1.
Wow.
Contact away.
Yep, contact inside.
Yep. This foul's going to be on Country Day. That'll be their 2nd. Ryan Redding is going to come back in. Let's see who the foul is on here. They have not. Well, they simply just say out of bounds. I don't think they gave anybody a foul there. I think they. So that was out of bounds. There's nobody. Actually, it's Hoyne who picked up the foul, his 2nd. Columbia's going to turn it right over. Or Country Day, rather, is going to turn it right back over to Columbia. 30 seconds to go here in the quarter.
Yeah, Lennon had the right idea on that pass. It just, the last minute, the Columbia guy deflected it and caused the ball to go out of bounds on Country Day.
Henkel, 3. No, off the top of the backboard and out of bounds. So Country Day is going to have a final shot here. They can take the lead with 16.9 to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, I think Coach Schultz wanted the last shot, the last possession. He's going to get it this possession now, I would think.
Post-game show tonight, we'll have a player of the game. We'll hopefully get the winning coach over here as well. Down to 5 to shoot. Got to be cognizant of the time here. Lennon fires at the buzzer. Got it for the lead! Lance Lennon for 3. And Lancaster Country Day takes a 2-point lead with them to the 4th quarter. They lead at 37-35. Tonight's game brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Parents, if your children who are driving or getting ready to drive, Nationwide is here to help. Call the Stephen Edward Lewis Agency in Millersville to find out how they can keep your costs low and help teach your children how to drive safer with the Nationwide Smart Ride program. This program includes accident forgiveness, so if your new driver does have an accident, you won't lose your insurance or suffer an expensive rate surcharge. Please contact the Stephen Edward Lewis Agency for additional information in the 717 area code at 717-872-2466. Eric Thomas and Warren Goodling with you here tonight at Lancaster Country Day School. It's a 2-point lead for the home team. It's been a back-and-forth affair, and again, this is the 2nd of 2 regular season meetings between these two, and Columbia won the first game. They trailed at the half and then held Lancaster Country Day to 15 points in the second half. Guess what? They've already got 12. Actually, they've got 15 here in the 14 here in the second half already. So a better showing here the second time around for Country Day, and they really need to come up with a win here, sitting at 5-9, and they're just 1-5 in the section. So see what they do in their last 8 minutes, but a good showing so far for the home team.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job in their zone. They're playing together on offense, and they're playing very well. Columbia just has to stay in the motivational phase right now. Just stay motivated and play your game and see what happens.
Columbia ball to start here in the 4th. McCleary three-pointer, no. Lennon skies for the rebound.
Yeah, Lennon's done a little bit of everything today. He's got a lot of deflections. He's got rebounds. He runs the point position for him. Hit the big 3 at the end of the quarter.
Foreman is back in for Country Day, number 13 there. That is ripped out of his hands by McCleary. Almost dangerously, though, with those 3 fouls, but he's played smart here in the second half. Glover can't bank it home. Cruz the rebound and follow, puts it in.
Yeah, big basket by Cruz there.
Other way, Landis racing. We're tied at 37. Landis bounces off the defender. Cruz the rebound. Here comes Glover. Glover the other way. Glover behind the back. Out of traffic. McCleary, foul line. Now cuts in the lane. Is fouled hard. Going to the bucket. And Matt McCleary will go to the line to shoot 2 with 6:57 to play.
Yeah, strong move, man. He went in traffic, and he put it up with his left hand and drew the foul.
McCleary knocks down the first one.
Every bucket's important now.
He's been limited minutes-wise here tonight, but he does have 10 points now.
He's been very effective when he's been in there. And I still has 3 fouls, right? So he got out of the third quarter without getting number 4.
Yep.
So he's good to go now.
2-point lead for Columbia here. McCleary's got 11. Foreman drives, got pinned up, finds Landis open. Landis can't hit that one. Tipped out of there by Glover and in the hands of Cruz.
Yeah, Glover made a good play to tip that ball. Nice pass, huh?
1-on-3 finds Hinkle for the layup.
Really nice pass.
41-37, Columbia. Lennon.
Columbia still staying in that 2-3 zone. And that's helped McCleary not get his 4th foul.
Lennon again. It's a 4-point lead here for Columbia as we hit the 6-minute mark here in a moment. Landis, jumper on the way, no. And McCleary touched over the back, and it's going to be off of him, so it'll stay with Country Day here as we're under 6 to go as Poole and Smith come back in for Hinkle and Redding. So
yeah.
A good breather and a good job of managing his bench by Kerry Glover.
Yeah, those guys did a great job. Gave him some good hustle, good solid defense.
Landis off the inbound, lost the handle, but he tipped it out to his teammate. End of these 3 is off the mark, and Cruz the rebound. Under 6 to go here. Pull, and now Glover again.
Look at Cruz in the center of that zone. See if they can get it to him.
Along the trees, he kicks it out. McCleary steps through. A lot of contact drawn there by Foreman. That'll be Foreman's 3rd foul. McCleary back to the line.
Yeah. Well, he's a strong player, and he takes it to the basket. But I thought Cruz did a nice job of getting the ball down there and passing it out of trouble to the opposite side of the court and enabled McCleary to drive to the basket.
McCleary's hit 3 free throws in a row here. Makes it a 5-point lead with 5:35 to play. And Columbia is perfect in the section, and they are currently 3rd in the AAA power ratings in District 3, so they're trying to keep pace with Camp Hill and with Trinity as McCleary misses the 2nd. Gilbert the rebound. How do you think they stack up? Obviously, we didn't see the Trinity game, but how do you think they stack up with those two?
Well, I think on paper they're probably not the favorite, but we'll see what happens. That's why you play the game.
Lennon drives, and he is fouled. Columbia always seems to have a way to sneak into the semifinals or kind of unassumingly get to that championship game in the districts, but they're not going to sneak up on anybody this year. This team has been known as a factor, I think, for the most part of the season. They will shoot 2 here.
Yeah, last year in the LL playoffs, they, I think, lost in the quarterfinal round, but, boy, they played a great game. I'm trying to think who they played, but they never gave it. They represent themselves very well against a bigger school.
And you kind of had that sense at that point that there's something might be brewing here for this season. They're trying to get back to the LLs again as Cruz in the paint. Will connect. He's got 5, and it's a 44-39 lead for Columbia with 5 minutes to go. Lennon the other way, out of control, and a charge called on Lennon. That'll be his 2nd foul. Yeah, Trinity really handled Columbia last Friday night. Columbia trailed by 4 after the first, only 10 and a half. Ended up losing by 14 and missed 15 free throws in that game. He's going to timeout on the floor called here with 5 minutes to go. Tonight's game brought to you by Pat Klein from State Farm. Special thanks to Pat Klein of State Farm for sponsoring LL Hoops live streaming. Give Pat a call for all your insurance needs in the 717 area code at 284-3107. Pat is based in Corryville, Pennsylvania. You may proceed, sir.
The Chance Westry factor for Trinity. I mean, that's
a big factor.
That's a big factor that he has the potential going off for 35 or 40 any night.
26, I think he had in that game last Friday. So, and again, you look at it, they lose the game by 14, and they miss 15 free throws. Yeah. I know you're not going to be perfect from the line, but you have to feel pretty good if you're Kerry Glover looking at that going, listen, we were right there.
And we can compete.
Yes. So that's going to be interesting to see what this Columbia team piece together. They still got a long way to go here in this one, though.
Yeah,
just under
but
5.
playing that game gets the wow factor out of their head. You know, they're not going to be saying, "Oh, let's check." They know what this team is about now. So playing them like they did last week, I think, really helps them down the road.
Only difference is you may have to go there to play the playoff game if it's not the title game.
That's true.
Of course, District 3 will have the higher seeds host until the championships. Poole has it. We're under 4.5 to go now.
And Country Day still in the 3-2 zone. They're trying to extend it a little bit.
McCleary drives, splits the defender momentarily, keeps possession alive, and banks it in. 14 for Matt McCleary, who's been strong here in the second half.
He's made some big, tough shots.
That's 7 in each half. And remember, he missed almost, he did miss the entire second and over half of the first. So, quarter and a half of this game, he has not been on the floor. He's got 14 points.
Columbia's now back to the man-to-man defense.
Lennon will drive and kick it out. He finds Landis. Landis is not shy about shooting, but he's been slightly off here in this contest tonight. Has a couple of big threes. Hoyne drives, Hoyne hangs and banks it in.
Nice drive by the freshman to keep him in the ball game. Now they're going to extend the 3-2 zone a little bit. I think they'll look to trap. They're going to have to look to trap a little bit out of it.
Down to 3:20 to go. Poole keeps that alive. Glover.
Yeah, nice awareness by Poole to know where Glover was.
McCleary. Poole can't connect, but there is contact. Poole comes out of there limping.
He didn't make the basket.
He didn't make the basket.
No.
They called the basket good, but he did not make it. So it's going to be 2 shots here for Poole. I believe Hoyne picked up the foul. It is on him. 5th team foul. Beg your pardon, 6th team foul here on Country Day. Columbia only has 3 here in the second half. Poole tonight has 1 made free throw. He's got 5 points. 10 under his average, almost 11 under his average. He makes the first end, the front end.
Well, Country Day's been very much aware of where he's at, and that's opened up some other things for Columbia.
Second one is also good. 48-41.
Columbia in the man-to-man.
Out of bounds, and they go back to Columbia. And we're going to timeout on the floor here. A full timeout charged to, I believe, Columbia. Tonight's game is brought to you by Dacio, proven technology, proven people. Dacio is locally owned office technology company with multiple service and sales locations throughout central Pennsylvania and Maryland. Dacio offers IT service and support, multifunction copiers, network printers, wide format printers, and document management solutions to businesses and nonprofits of all sizes. For more information, call John Arisman. You just heard him here at halftime tonight in the 717 area code at 419-7971. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Circle W Sports. Get your team and student athletes the recognition they deserve with Circle W Sports. The Circle W Sports platform can run your school's entire athletic department online, in addition to providing information about student athletes to help get them recruited. Circle W Sports takes the concepts of college and professional websites, but is 100% dedicated to high school athletics. Check us out online at circlewsports.com. Circle W Sports, the new name in the game for high school sports.
Here we go.
2:50 to go in this one.
3/4 court press.
It's a 7-point lead here for Columbia. Trying to ice this one out. They turn it right back over to Country Day. So the Cougars still very much in the mix, but Landis can't hit the 3. Rebound is controlled momentarily by Gilbert. Finds Mizzy, and Mizzy will score. Mizzy's been quiet here in the second half. He's got 6. Big bucket there, cuts it down to 5. Still plenty of time to go here in the fourth quarter. Good game here tonight from Lancaster Country Day School. 10-second violation called on Columbia. That'll give it right back to Country Day. They can cut this thing to as little as 2 here with 2:16 to play.
Well, Columbia needs to spread the court against that press. They got everybody up in the backcourt and just no room to maneuver.
Lennon with 2:05 to play. Underneath. Hoyne, no. Rebound, McCleary. Big rebound that time for the big fella. Going to run the floor now. Hand it off to Poole. Nice give and go with Poole. He'll lay it in.
Yeah, great pass by McCleary. He's played a great game.
Despite the 3 fouls and missing almost half of this game, he has been a complete difference maker on the floor here for Columbia tonight. Mizzy head faked him there. Gets it back to Landis. I think they need to go inside here to Mizzy.
Yep, and just attack the basket.
90 seconds to go. It's a 7-point game. Mizzy off balance, no. Rebound is tipped around. Brady Smith tips it out to Poole, and Columbia will control here with 80 seconds to play. Trying to stay undefeated in section play and get their 11th win. And more importantly, keep pace with Camp Hill and with Trinity. Timeout called by Kerry Glover. And with 1:12 to go, and our player of the game tonight, should Columbia, well, we'll tell you here in a moment here. We got 1:12 to go. Getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here. Big thanks to the staff here at Lancaster Country Day School. This is we talked about it a little bit in the first half. You walk into the gym here, and the gym is, it's one of those bandbox gyms. It's not so much tight on the ends, but there are no bleachers on the bench side. They got soundproofing up here, obviously, for acoustics and for events that take place inside the gym here. The bench or the bleachers are all on the side that we're on right now. There's a box upstairs to film. Not a lot of room to wiggle around, though, and it's at times it can get quiet. But, man, when you walk onto this campus here tonight, you literally feel like you're in a small college.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gorgeous inside.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Zach Kraft took me back through the hallway, and I got to see the weight room.
Oh, the weight room's fantastic.
The squash courts.
Yep, I checked all that out.
The old gym court, the old school gym court.
Which has a lot of character, and it also
really
has the
does.
half moon backboards on the
awesome.
side, too. Yeah, the half moons are obviously here, too, on the sides.
It's awesome.
Yeah, this is a tremendous campus. If you have not been here for a game, I urge you to get down here for one. It is a lot of fun to call one from this gym. Some of those, some of the smaller schools will get fouled here, and Glover will step up to the line here as Columbia is going to shoot 1-and-1 with 1:06 to go. Some of the smaller ones at the Class A level, you get in there and there's 10 seats in the bleachers, and there's a total of 20 people in the whole gym counting the teams. So I mean, it's tough sometimes to be in those gyms, but when you have the smaller of this variety, this is old school, and it almost reminds you of one of those Philly Catholic League gyms, the smaller ones.
Yep. Up on the 3rd floor.
Yep, you're exactly
up
right.
Up at Roman Catholic.
Yep.
Where's the gym? Oh, 3rd floor.
Oh, what a venue that is. You are right in the guts of the city when you go to Roman Catholic. Glover did make both, so it's a 9-point lead. Landis trying to cut it to 6. Off the mark, rebound tipped around in the hands of Glover. We're under a minute to go, and Columbia looks like they're going to ice this one away.
But I can tell you, Lancaster Country Day played well tonight.
Absolutely.
They really did. They have a lot of young guys out there, sophomores, freshmen, maybe one senior, and they did a lot of good stuff out there. And Coach Schultz, he has a young team that's going to keep getting better this year and going to be a factor next year.
Glover misses the front end.
I've been really impressed with them.
Still 9 points here, which if they get hot can change, but we're going to get a foul here. That'll be the 4th on Columbia in the fourth quarter, 4th on them in the second half. They've played a very clean half here, have the Tide, which was not the case in the first half. Loose ball, Lennon will run it down. Country Day running out of time here. Points, three-pointers in and out, and rebound is to Glover. Glover, and he is going to get fouled on the run by Gilbert. His 3rd, and 9th on Country Day.
Glover has a bright future, doesn't he?
Oh, he does.
He's really a good player.
I mean, you look at across here. Glover, sophomore, Cruz, junior. Poole
Yeah.
Jr.,
Yeah.
Smith Jr., McCleary's a senior. Redding's a senior, and Hinkle's a junior. So this Columbia team this is not going to be just a 2-year window here for Kerry Glover's squad. They're going to be around for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, some nice young players in the JV team. So they're going to feel that winning buzzing, that attitude again. Get that winning attitude.
They're up by 11 here, and they're going to win this one tonight. Our player of the game tonight is going to be Matt McCleary.
Despite the fact that he didn't play at all in the second quarter.
Well, that's partially the reason why I say we pick him, just because I'd like to ask him how he was able to maintain his poise and not pick up that crucial fourth foul.
No, he did a fabulous job. He really did. He made some tough baskets for him. He got some rebounds.
Gets the
played
final
smart on defense.
And he gets the final one there, as Columbia is going to win this one tonight, 54-43. They will go to 11-5 overall, 6-0 in Section 5. Lancaster Country Day with the loss falls to 5-10 overall, 1-6 in the section. They're now just 1-10 in their last 11 games, and it's getting pretty late for John Schultz, who is the defending District 3 Single-A champ, to come back and make a run late in this season. They're running out of outs here, as we'll await to get Matt McCleary over here after this one is over. So Columbia goes to 11-5. Thoughts on this game, because it's back and forth. We're tied at 23 here in the first half. It's anybody's game. Country Day keeps making rally after rally after rally when it looks like it might get away from them, and then ultimately the poise of Columbia down the stretch, a big difference here tonight.
Yeah, I think Columbia's experience and their point guard play, and McCleary and Poole, I think, stepped up late in the game. Cruz made a couple big buckets inside, but he also had a couple nice passes too. So they had a total team effort to pull away, because this was anybody's game up until about, 3-4 minutes ago?
It really was, yep.
Until Columbia pulled away. So great win for Columbia on the road. Lancaster Country Day, bright future.
Matt McCleary is going to come on over here, so Coach will step aside here for a moment. We'll get the big guy in here. Matt, grab a seat here. Grab the headset. Talking to Coach Goodling here. Quickly to look at some of the scoring numbers here for Country Day. Lennon had 11, 2 for Hedman off the bench. Foreman finished with 7, 13 for Landis, 5 for Hoyne, and 6 for Mizzy. Matt, congratulations on a big win here tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us here. Let's go back to the first half here, because you pick up 3 fouls within about 2.5 minutes of game time. You have to sit almost 6.5 minutes of play in the first quarter. You miss the entire second quarter. You come back, you finish with 14 points, a lot of big rebounds in the second half. How were you able to stay on the floor there in the second half?
I knew my team needed me. I had to keep my cool. 3 big fouls in the first quarter, isn't really like a good look. So, I had to sit out the first half. That put us in a struggle in the zone. No one could come out, help the ball. But come back in the second half, I can't think about those first 3 fouls. So I had to start new, start fresh, and get ready to win this game for us.
What's Coach telling you on the bench there when you're sitting there with 3 fouls? I mean, obviously, at that point, it's anybody's game because it's so early, but this game was tied at 23 at the half. You guys were down to them in the first meeting, and then were able to rally to win that game. So what's he telling you on the bench there in the first half?
He's telling me not to just forget about it when I get back in. I got to play a whole new game. I can't worry about those 3 fouls, because if I do, then I'm just going to get the next 2 right away. So I had to restart my momentum.
You guys are 7-0 in the section. You are 11-5 overall. You're neck and neck with Trinity and Camp Hill as a top 3 seed, so you'll host if you're the higher seed in districts. You guys played Trinity a week ago Friday. How much did you learn about that, and how much does that loss stick with you guys, and how has that motivated you here this week?
That loss taught us that we need to make free throws. We miss way too many free throws. We make the free throws that we miss, we win that game against Trinity. And, we maybe hop to the first place in district. So worked on free throws all week so far, and you could tell right there we started making free throws.
You are the only senior in the starting 5. This team is going to be around for a while after you're gone, because there's so many underclassmen. But can you talk a little bit about how this team has come together and, how you've all gelled? And obviously you were in LL playoffs a year ago. This year you're looking for bigger things, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a big brotherhood. Beginning of the season, we didn't know what we were coming into. I mean, we obviously have the skill, but we have a big brotherhood. We have a pack. I love my team. It's been amazing so far.
All right, congratulations on our player of the game. Congratulations on a big win here tonight. That's Matt McCleary, the senior for Columbia, finishes tonight with 14 points. And we're going to get head coach Kerry Glover over here as well to talk here for a couple of minutes. Victorious, as Dell's going to get a picture here of McCleary with our Player of the Game T-shirt. I love those T-shirts. They're fantastic. Coach, you want to come on over here and grab the headset? It's a good sweat, though. It's, you know, it's all right if you win the game, I guess, right? Kerry Glover joining us here, the head coach of the Columbia Tide. Congratulations on a big win here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Just ask Matt the question because obviously it's, you know, your section's important. Your guys are 7-0 in your section now. You got a pretty good grip on that.
Yes.
You're 11-5 overall. More importantly, you got to keep pace with Trinity and Camp Hill, two of the powerhouses in District 3 at the 3A level.
Right.
You've already seen one of them. You're hoping to see both of them again, and if you do and you beat them both, you're going to win a title, we think. But there's still a lot to play.
We actually saw both of them.
Okay, you saw both this season. There's still a lot to play for. You guys have a lot coming up here in the next month or so with LLs and all that. How do you feel about your team right now after this win tonight?
I think they responded well. I told them before the game that, you know, it just wasn't going to be easy the second time around. Section game, you know, and all of these guys on both teams know each other pretty well. So, you know, it just comes down to who wants it more. And, you know, I think we struggled periodically, just taking some ill-advised shots and things like that. But once they settled down and they kind of got into a rhythm, letting their defense become their offense, we finished the game on a pretty good note.
Matt goes out with 3 fouls early in this game. How much did that change your game plan?
That was huge. That was huge because he's he's one of my few seniors. And he was the first kid my first year here that I pulled up to suit up varsity as a freshman, and he knows pretty much everything that I do inside and out. And losing his leadership was huge. That was huge for us. So, you know, I got on some other guys to step up to the plate and rise to the occasion, and you know, we weathered the storm.
And he comes back. I mean, he misses 6 minutes in the first quarter. He misses the entire second quarter. He comes back the whole second half and doesn't even really sniff a foul.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be that. I don't know that too many people are going to give him credit for that. Mm-hmm. That's the type of thing that you need to look for, though, when the playoffs come around. Right. If he can play with that kind of poise and 3 fouls, and you know, some aggression, you know, he's a little upset with himself or whatever early in that game, comes back, huge rebounds for you, 7 points in the second half. He finishes with 14. I mean, that's something that's not going to show up in a box score.
Right. I tell him all that he's his biggest enemy, and when he gets out of his own way, that kid is remarkable. He is. He's a special player.
You guys have still a lot to play for here coming up.
Yes.
Obviously, the tournament, the league tournament, district playoffs. You guys are thinking big picture here. You have a nice makeup with your team, and you have to feel pretty good after tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I told these guys, you know, we're at that point in the season where you got to be able to grind out some ugly wins, and that prepares you for the playoffs. Everything isn't going to be easy. You have to expect teams to put up a fight because everybody has something to play for, and, you know, even if they may be, you know, mathematically out of districts or whatever it may be, nothing is like playing for pride. So, you know, everybody is going to give us their best shot, especially with us having a little bit of success this season. So it's important that, you know, I tell my guys, stay humble, stay hungry.
You have a proud program and a proud tradition, and I'm sure the fans are eating this up right now at 11-5.
Yes, they are. Our home games are amazing.
Congratulations on a big win tonight.
Thank you.
Yep, that's Columbia head coach Kerry Glover. They're victorious here tonight, 54-43 over Lancaster Country Day. Look at the final scoring numbers here quickly for Columbia. Kerry Glover with 18 tonight to lead everybody. Matt McCleary had 14. A lot of big rebounds late in that game. Michael Poole was huge down the stretch, too, as he finishes tonight with 9 points. 5 for Lewis Cruz. He was big. He had a couple of big buckets for this team late in the game. 3 for Ryan Redding and 3 for Brady Smith. And Ryan Hinkle off the bench also came up with 2 points. That's going to do it for our coverage here tonight of Lancaster Lebanon League basketball. Section 5 showdown goes to Columbia here tonight by a final score of 54-43. We're back on the air with you next Tuesday night. Section 2 showdown. It's E-Town and Warwick. You don't want to miss that one. It'll be all here on LLHoops.com. So for everybody here with our staff, Del Jackson, everybody here at Lancaster Country Day, my partner Warren Goodling, we will talk to you next Tuesday night. Have a great night. Columbia wins it tonight 54-43. They go to 11-5 overall. They stay perfect in Section 5. And you watch it all right here on LLHoops.com.